Okay, so here we're going to do two examples of dividing, and the goal is to write both of these in the standard form of a complex number. The standard form is some number plus some other number times I. So when you have just an I in the numerator, in the denominator, you multiply by I over I. Remember, don't forget to multiply both the top and bottom by I, because that is equivalent to 1, and when you multiply by 1, it doesn't change the value. So what do we get? We get 3i over 5i squared. Remember from the last video, I squared is negative 1. So this is 3i over 5 times negative 1, which is negative 3i over 5. That negative, remember, can go for a fraction, can be pulled out in front. If you want, this is basically the answer, but minus 3 over 5i, you could write it like that. That's the same thing, yeah? So this is the answer. Now keep in mind, this really is in this form, because we could think of this as 0 minus 3/5 I, or like the 0 plus a negative 3/5 I, but we don't usually write plus a negative. When we have a situation like this, where you have a complex number in the denominator, 0 minus 4, some number plus some other number I, you multiply by the conjugate. Remember, the conjugate, you just switch the sign. So we multiply by 3 plus 4i, and again, don't forget to multiply both the top and bottom. Again, that introduces multiplication by 1, which multiplying by 1 doesn't change the value. So what do we get? Well, in the top, I'm going to wait to distribute till the end, because sometimes this simplifies, as we'll see. In the bottom, when we multiply, what do we get? 3 times 3 is 9. Keep in mind, these are conjugates. Every time when you multiply by conjugates, the outside and inside, these two will add to 0. 12i plus negative 12i is 0. So those add to 0, and we're left with negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. I times I is I squared. Remember, I squared is negative 1. So we get 5 times 3 plus 4i over 9 minus 16 times negative 1. And a negative times a negative is a positive, so this is the same as 9 plus 16, which is 25. So we get 5 times 3 plus 4i. Again, 9 plus 16 is 25. This is why I usually wait to distribute this, because sometimes this number simplifies with this one, and that's the case here. It doesn't always work out that way, but it works out that way here. 5 goes into 25 5 times, so we get 3 plus 4i over 5. Now, if we want to write it exactly like this, some number plus some other number times I, just break this up as two fractions. 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5 times I. Now this is in the form a plus bi, and that would be your answer.